Early morning, August 10th, a roaring inferno engulfs the Rangerie Montessori's main building. A fixture of learning in the Lawrence area for 20 years is now reduced to smoldering ash and memories made far too soon.
On the way, we could see the smoke, and as we came over the hill, then we could see the glow of the fire because it was night, of course. It was just devastating to see something that you've put your whole life into going up in flames.
Just 5 days after the fire, August 15th, Rangerie was to begin classes at its new home, but the new setup didn't meet several codes, so classes again were pushed back, and on that same day, a bulldozer brought down what remained of the charred structure.
I've lived in a lot of places that were cold, but I've never seen just ice like this.
Mother Nature checks in at number 5 on our list with an ice storm that kept Lawrence residents frozen in for days and virtually shut down all activity in the city. The freezing rain and sleet began pouring in on January 29th, and when it was all said and done, 435,000 people in the state were left without power.
Just hoping and praying it's back on tomorrow.
In February, President Bush declared 35 counties in Kansas a federal disaster area, including Douglas County.
For his 80th birthday, KU gave Bob Dole a present he will never forget. For 3 days in late July, the former Kansas senator and seemingly half of Washington, D.C. descended on Lawrence for the dedication of KU's Dole Institute of Politics. Both Doles, Rudy Giuliani, Condoleezza Rice, and Jimmy Carter were just some of the high-powered politicians in town to pay homage to the Institute's namesake.
Well, you may not have seen us, but we saw you and you look beautiful.
At number 3, the whirlwind weekend in August that brought the Democratic ticket for president to Lawrence twice. The initial visit, billed by some as a late-night whistle stop at the Amtrak station in Lawrence, drew hundreds of Carrie Edwards supporters, who wound up with little more than a glimpse of the train as it cruised by around 1:30 a.m. The scene made an impression on the campaign, however, and in less than 48 hours, John Edwards was back in Lawrence to address an overflow crowd of supporters at Avon Jake's Landing.
Hello, Kansas!
President Barack Obama gave a lesson on middle-class economics at the University of Kansas on Thursday.
Right now, in 31 states, high-quality child care costs more than a year of tuition at a state university.
That policy also includes a raise in minimum wage.
If there are members of Congress who really believe that they can work full-time and support a family on less than $15,000 a year, they should try it.
He also touched on affordable higher education and his plan to offer all citizens 2 years free tuition at the junior college level.
I want to get to yes on more young people going to college and not being loaded up with debt.
A legacy that could be very different from any president before.
Let's have a tax code that truly helps working Americans get a leg up in this new economy.
With 2 years left in office, political analysts say the president is laying down what could very well be his legacy.
I really just want to say that I'm sorry to my family and to Hal's family. I'm so ashamed about what happened, and I know you have every right to hate me for the rest of your lives. But I guess I know I'm asking a lot, but I just hope that one day you can find it in your hearts to forgive me.
We focused our investigation on one individual that has led us to an arrest of a potential suspect.
The announcement came this morning after nearly 200 interviews. Authorities investigating Friday morning's fire at the Boardwalk Apartments make an arrest in the case. Lawrence police officers arrested 20-year-old Jason Allen Rose. He was booked into jail at 2:30 this morning on charges of aggravated arson and 3 counts of first-degree murder. The sheriff's department confirmed Rose lived at the Boardwalk Apartments, and residents we talked to were certainly shocked to hear the news.
It's sad that somebody set that fire, killing those people. I hoped it wasn't somebody doing it on purpose.
Acting Fire Chief Mark Bradford released few details about what led investigators to Rose, who was arrested after an interview this morning at the Lawrence Police Department's Investigation and Training Center.
That individual surfaced as one that we needed to talk with.
Bradford would not release a possible motive, nor any details that would interfere with what he classified as an ongoing investigation. In the meantime, Jason Rose sits in jail, and that's exactly where some Boardwalk apartment residents think he should stay.
I think he should sit in there for life and just think about what he did every day.
It's not a normal sight, a helicopter landing in the grass at an area school, but this is a stop to help Lawrence residents hit by yesterday's tornado get back on their feet. Inside, Governor Kathleen Sebelius en route to tour the damage.
I'm here really on behalf of all the citizens of Kansas to tell the residents and families who live here how sorry we are for the loss that you've incurred, but how grateful also we are that no one was hurt.
Also in the governor's remarks, ways the state of Kansas will help these residents get back on their feet.
We are eager at the state level to do what we can in partnership with the city and federal government to provide relief as quickly as possible and to get people rebuilt as quickly as possible. We do have a federal emergency declaration for the 6 counties affected on Sunday night. General Gardner and our office will be working with the FEMA representatives to try and get the additional 6 counties added to that disaster declaration, which provides federal assistance, cash assistance, housing allowances, unemployment insurance, a variety of other monetary aids. We have already declared an emergency order which allows people to get duplicates of birth certificates and marriage licenses and driver's licenses without paying any additional fee. If you're going to have to rebuild your life, you shouldn't have to pay for it all.
And although the road to recovery will be long for some, Lawrence definitely has something to feel fortunate for.
The Residence Hall was once home to thousands of students and even more memories.
City, county, and state leaders from yesterday and today came out to celebrate the completion of the South Lawrence Traffic Way. Once deemed the road to nowhere, the project has been over 50 years in the making.
This project is a testament to the faith and persistence of the people in this area to get it done.
That's Governor Sam Brownback reminiscing over the South Lawrence Traffic Way. After decades of work and millions of dollars, the project is finally complete, connecting K-10 to I-70.
As many of you know, this project was voted as the single most economically beneficial project in Kansas.
Lawrence Mayor Mike Amix, along with Brownback and others, came together Friday morning to celebrate the achievement. Former County Commissioner Mark Buehler was voted into office in 1990 as the SLT was approved by public vote.
We just thought we were going to be coordinating the project, but within a year and a half, the concerns at Haskell came about and the project stopped and then started the 20-year odyssey.
During his 8 years at the county commission, the western leg of the SLT was completed in 1996. Despite the jokes about a bridge to nowhere, Buehler never lost hope.
They had a lot of fun with that, the bridge to nowhere, while we were working on this eastern part of it. But I knew it happened. I just knew it would.
The eastern and western legs of the project will be open to traffic next week. While acknowledging controversy in the process, Mayor Amix says the SLT is a once-in-a-lifetime achievement.
I believe that we can all agree that the end result reflects a better outcome for our community.
With $140 million in the roadway so far, many spoke about the perseverance needed to push the SLT to completion. Still, others looked ahead with the idea of a 4-lane western leg in the future. Reporting from the South Lawrence Traffic Way, I'm James Ryan Roberts with 6 News.
Discussions about a connecting route looping south around the city spans as long as the actual roadway itself. A project dating back to early discussions in the 1930s, into the 60s, 70s, and 80s, all to help relieve traffic congestion along 23rd and Iowa Streets, became known as the South Lawrence Traffic Way, or SLT. Over the years, many have spoken about the benefits of having this connecting route, as well as what it could mean for the area.
The handwriting is on the wall.
Opposition showed up in many forms, including an amphibian known as Agnes T. Frog.
Mary Cuomo can run against a sign, which he is this year, a cardboard sign, then I can run against a frog.
In the late 80s, Agnes T. Frog became the moniker for trafficway opponents to draw attention to the Baker wetlands and other environmental issues.
If you want a choice in the environmental quality of Lawrence and in how your tax money is spent, express your desire for choice by writing in Agnes T. Frog for Douglas County Commission.
Ultimately, Agnes T. Frog lost. But the issue about the importance of the Baker wetlands and opposition from Haskell due to the spiritual areas along the trafficways route stayed around for years. In 1994, city and state officials break ground for the western 9 miles of the trafficway. In the early 2000s, the Kansas Department of Transportation and Baker University would ultimately agree on an $8.5 million deal that would allow the South Lawrence Trafficway to be built through the wetlands.
They say UAB's got the fastest 40 minutes in basketball. We're going to go for the fastest TV preview in sports. So what do you think of KU's chances tonight's game?
UAB, we're going to get them, and then we're going to go on to San Antonio.
Fast enough for me. So what's your favorite thing about St. Louis so far?
The arch and the beer.
Excellent work. All right, they say they got a lot of tickets left, like 14,000 seats. How'd you guys get your tickets?
We went down to the ticket office today and picked them up, and we're setting up high, but hey, it's going to be a great game. Go Hawks!
KU won a national title in 1988. What do you think the chances of winning one this year?
Not as good as next year, but why not win 2 in a row?
Quick enough for me. Let's keep going. Final Four's in San Antonio. How much time do you need to get your pep rally set up?
It's done. We're there.
We'll see if the Jays are there. KU's been smoking hot in the tournament. How are they going to be after tonight's game?
We're still going to be smoking. We're going to beat UAB, play Sunday, and take it to the Final Four.
We're out of here. KU's playing the Blazers tonight. What's the key to win this game?
Slowing it down. I think Miles' experience will really come into play. And
Sorry, not fast enough. Okay, Emily, what's your favorite basketball team?
Kansas.
That was worth the wait. UAB's got a really good brother connection. How do you stop that kind of family connection?
No idea. I have no idea.
There it is, the fastest story in sports. But we've got 5 minutes till tip. We better get over to the Dome. Mark Fagan, 6 News.